All right, so, let's delve into that. We have the president, the organizer of that event, Mr. Adebajimo, the president of FinTech Nigeria, right here in the studio. Well, I must say congratulations. That was a big event you had yesterday. It's on today and ends tomorrow.
Indeed.
Yeah, and obviously you have top brains and all of that. But following what the U.S. Consul General were talking about, the attraction investment from the United States to Nigeria, and he also mentioned a phrase that seems to be becoming popular now, African solution to the world. Is this for real?
Thank you very much for inviting me, Ine. And, we're really, really pleased to bring about the FinTech NGR Nigeria FinTech Week. It's actually a very interesting ecosystem. This is the 6th edition of the FinTech Week, and it keeps going from strength to strength. Just a little bit about our association, and I'll address the big question. We've just gone from literally members, banks, fintechs, and co. over the last 7 years coming together from literally 3-4 people started by Dr. Aino, and now it's an organization with over 400 members. It's self-funding by its members, and our view is simple. We want to connect, accelerate, and advocate for the development of fintechs, because we see this nascent industry. And indeed, if you look at quite a number of things that happen within Nigeria, many of those interesting things don't even require government sponsorship. Yeah, so look at how Nollywood evolved. Yeah, look at how Afrobeats evolved. We really think that fintech is the next thing. And you think through the first, second, third industrial revolution. I often pause to say, where were our ancestors? Yeah, in the fourth and fifth industrial revolution, Africans have an opportunity to participate. Yeah, and this is where that phrase, Africa, solving global problems. I think that's a great phrase. But I would rather say, here's Africa solving Africa's problem, but leveraging global participation and global collaboration. We have a lot of problems to solve in Africa. There's no doubt that those problems are exportable, they're fungible, yeah, to other parts of the world. But we need to accelerate our development. Let's not be under any doubt or under any phases. And what we're doing in FinTech NGR is, if you like, still the basic level. So we have less than 100,000 developers in the country as a whole. And probably anyone on a scale of 1 to 10, anyone that hits 6 or 7 is Japad or Japarin or somewhere like that. That means, one, we have to develop more developers for our own local consumption and growth, and of course, have more to go out as well.
So, I hear you, charity begins at home.
Indeed.
That's what everybody says. And, this has come up a lot about, let's deal with our problems. Nobody can know our problems as much as we can. Even if we wanted to import solutions, we'll still need to customize it. And obviously, the FinTech vehicle is the most popular at this time, attracting a lot of funds and all of that. And as you said, trying to work without the government, because it seems over the years in Nigeria, for instance, if you're waiting for a solution from the government, the bureaucracy actually, makes the thing so long. And good you have this association and, and a group of people, but that will also depend on what you're offering the people to make them work with you and prefer solution to the world, because people will obviously love themselves more than they love, any other person, or even love the nation.
Indeed.
So how do you get these people to actually buy into the vision, national vision? So while, yes, you're a fintech, you have a vision, you want to make profit, but you're also solving a national problem objectively.
Indeed, and I think without a doubt, what has been very encouraging is that we've seen regulators come into the fray, over a period of time. And that's a very, very positive thing. You cannot have a tech ecosystem, without regulation. You're back to the wild, wild west. It becomes lawless. We have to protect investors. We have to fight against anti-competitive behaviors, yeah, and create, if you like, an environment that fosters growth. And you can see a number of that. So take the CBN. Yeah, they've worked very hard to now build these sandboxes that we're seeing. Even innovation around e-Naira is a very positive thing, regardless of what people may or may not think about it. Yeah, so all of those are very essential building blocks, yeah, in making sure that the fintech ecosystem is one that is stable, facilitates financial stability, and gives confidence to the consumers who are in that space. It also ensures that bad actors, yeah, are actually checked, because we cannot be naive. Yeah, when people hear finance or money, you will get bad actors, whether in terms of taking people's money away or not paying back money that they owe in those areas. So our association exists to make sure that best practices are available. We showcase the best of Nigeria. We show Nigeria as an investment destination, because a lot of the investment is still coming from foreign direct investment as well. But we ensure that we advocate for fintechs, yeah, and that where there are issues which are going to impact the ecosystem, you know, we come together to provide advice. And in that respect, we've seen more participation from the government. And we welcome a number of the developments that have happened. You know, things like the startup bill has been extremely positive. You know,
Has implementation started though?
No, but it's you know, you've got to start in the basic building blocks are there. And to be quite fair, a lot of the implementation has to be us. When I say us, the individual entrepreneurs, innovators, actually now taking that and taking it to the next level.
But it has to be domesticated.
Indeed, indeed.
Has that happened? Have you seen states, you know, embrace that?
I've seen a lot of talk, and that is one of the things that we really now have to start, if you like, domesticating. In fact, what we often have is that we have webinars, regular webinars within the association, where we invite members and non-members to be part of. And the last one was actually taken by Oswald, who was a former SA on digital to the previous administration, and also was the driver for the startup bill. And he actually, you know, explained what needed to be done to members and like to actually facilitate, you know, adoption of that particular bill.
So the summit, the FinTech Week, ends tomorrow. And then what? We wait till next year, we'll create another beautiful theme. And so what next after this?
Yeah, so the summit is just one of several events, yeah, that we do to drive the ecosystem, to grow the ecosystem, to connect the ecosystem. So one of the key events that we do, and we're the only fintech association apparently by the World Bank, because they came to observe last year what we were doing, is the Regulators Forum. That's regulators and innovators. So here we get regulators and innovators, and we have about 7, 8 regulators, you know, you name it, they somehow, some way, they have a part to play.
Isn't that too much? Is there no overlapping?
And that's why...
That's another thing in the Nigerian space, not just for fintechs. I mean, businesses complain of multiple taxation.
Over-regulation,
you know, exactly,
over-taxation and all of that. And that's why we have that Regulators Forum. And the whole purpose of that Regulators Forum is that all the key regulators, the SEC, CBN, FCCPC, NCC, NFIU, you know, all the carriers are there with the fintechs, and if there are any key fintech issue, topic, impacting the ecosystem, then it's discussed at those forums as well. It's still building blocks. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we have to start somewhere and we have to keep going. We hold webinars as well to actually inform our members on what's going on. We hold social meets and we bring in guest speakers because, you know, we have to really accelerate the development of fintech. And next year, we're hoping that in the FinTech Week, we're going to have a job fair, you know, where we want to really do, if you like, a two-way job fair where interns, people who have the aptitude to come into the fintech ecosystem, have an opportunity to come in, test their aptitude, and have employers there. You know, we can take them
But they do need skills acquisition.
They do need skills acquisition. But the first level, you know, the fundamental thing here is, do they have the baseline talent level, you know, in terms of the analytical skills, the aptitude skills, their disposition in terms of manners and all of that stuff. Those are the baseline. And, you know, you can study philosophy, you can study music, you can study maths, but there's a way that it can be tested and people can realize that, gosh, this guy can be a good programmer, for example. Yeah, so I don't need you to be a programmer. I can take some aptitude tests to determine that we can put you through specific training courses. And there are companies out there who can design courses, you know, specifically for employers to actually cross-train people in professions that are dying, so to speak, or being replaced by computers into new professions as well, rather than waiting for experts, because you'll be waiting forever. You have to really build people's careers.
All right, sounds very interesting. I'm sure I'm looking forward to it also, but I mean, that of this year is still on, and we wish you the very best. And of course, especially those issues with regulators and the startup bill, to see some things moving around there would be nice.
Thank you very much, Ine.
Thank you so much, the
here.
president of FinTech NGR, Mr. Adebajumo.
Thank you.
All right, now so many things happen in Nigeria. Business owners and managers list ever-changing government regulations as top contributors to a hostile business environment in the country. It's for this reason that Strain and Bland, in collaboration with Nigeria German Chamber of Commerce and delegation of AHK Nigeria, met to discuss the impact of these policy changes and implications for their businesses.